Whew, guys and girls, it is getting hot in here. It is getting mosty toasty because the rumors are heating up so hot. Once the train starts rolling, it is hard to stop, and that's exactly what happened today as Bloomberg, very reliable and reputable Bloomberg, dropped a new report doubling down on the idea that Nintendo is getting ready to release and launch a brand new powerful Switch Pro console in early 2021. This time, though, with a big lineup of bold AAA titles to support the new strong machine and possibly deliver and reward us with Super Mario in 4 freaking K. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. You know how excited I get about the Animal Crossing updates, so I'm sure you can imagine how revved up I am right now about a possible whole Switch update. Smash that like button if you guys are excited that Nintendo is finally doing stuff. It seems like it's starting to get going really, really big this time, and that has me so pumped. But it's also worrisome. It's concerning. It's scary. A new Switch, this new of a Switch, does it make your current purchase feel stupid? We got to talk about it. Make sure to let me know in the comments down below if you are concerned about a Switch Pro or if you want a Switch Pro, because they could go a number of ways with this. Some seem awesome and some seem dangerous. Let's get into the details. What happened yesterday was that the Daily Economic News over in Taiwan dropped a report saying that, hey, Nintendo is ramping up manufacturing across these different companies, and they're getting ready to launch a new Switch in early 2021 with new interactivity, better display, and possibly next-gen Joy-Con. Well, today that got a lot more serious. I mean, the Switch Pro rumors have existed for years, but this feels different because it's being picked up, discussed, and doubled down on by big places and big people. It feels like this one really will happen. I mean, we got the Direct on Friday, which I'm almost sure is going to be a thing. And now this is Nintendo entering an era of really amping things up. That would be awesome. It just depends on how they execute. Nintendo plans upgraded Switch console and major games for 2021. They say that Nintendo plans to debut an upgraded model of its Switch next year, along with a lineup of new games. And they are looking into 4K high-def graphics. That would be bold for Nintendo. Nintendo usually doesn't focus on power, so this would be a new look for them. And they say that the release of the upgraded Switch would be coupled with or followed by a slew of games from Nintendo itself. Those games would address a wide range of players, and the focus on next year's pipeline explains Nintendo's relatively quiet release schedule this year. We know 2020 has been weird. We know they haven't had much besides AC. I mean, we're hoping we get the Mario 3D collection, but we don't even know that. But Direct Friday should reveal more. I am praying. But is this their plan? Has this been their plan? Are they ready to really unveil a powerful new Switch that has big games like Breath of the Wild 2 to take advantage and kind of take us to the next era of Nintendo Switch? Or is that a horrible idea? Look, I think the original idea of a Switch Pro was just better resolution, a little more power, faster loads, better battery life. But I'm seeing from more and more people that this might be more than that. This may be a much newer Switch than we're expecting. New interactivity, 4K graphics, that doesn't just sound like something that will be a small half step, right? They did the V2 Switch where they're just like, hey, a little bit better battery life, you could buy it if you want. No. What I'm hearing now is that this may be more than even the Switch Pro was originally envisioned as. It might be a new Switch, the next Switch, but not in the way that normal generations work, not like the PS5 and not like the Switch was to the Wii U. Rather, think of an iPhone. Every year they want you to buy their new phone because it is better, it's a little bit different, maybe it feels and shaped a little differently, and some of the games eventually need that new iOS to work. And there's talk and rumor that Nintendo will be releasing exclusive games for this new system, which is very, very scary and confusing. Who bought a new 3DS? How many games were on the new Nintendo 3DS? I think 3. Okay, so it's very, very worrisome when Nintendo has the idea that they would put out exclusive games for a new system for a number of reasons, right? The Switch is selling like crazy, and some of you finally just saved up enough to get one. Some of you finally found one in stores. And in a couple months, they're going to tell you, you got to get a new one? I hope that is not the case. I mean, look, I would love for my third-party titles to look better. I played NBA 2K21 last night. I think that's a fantastic port. I love what they've done with that basketball game, but it is not looking so pretty. And I think they've maxed out the Switch. Games like Animal Crossing New Horizons, Smash Brothers, Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, they look beautiful. But when we're talking about competing with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, Nintendo has no contest. They can't do it. And if we want continued third-party support, we do need a more powerful Switch. We're never going to get a PS5 level Switch, but we could get a PS4 level Switch, would be really nice. More consistent 1080p, right? A better display, that would be huge. More beefier performance when it's docked, I'd love that. I don't know if I'd love that at the expense of exclusive games. Once you start fracturing your audience, once you start splintering apart, it's great for the hardcore. If you have the funds and the desire to upgrade at every time Nintendo decides they want to release something new, it's fun. Your games are going to look really good. But as a whole, for all of us, it's not good. I don't want to see Nintendo squander what they've done. They are doing awesome. Even though this year has been slow, they are doing amazing. The Switch is supreme. It reigns atop the sales charts every month. AC is going to sell 30 million copies, and they have many more titles that are 20 plus million sellers. Do they risk hurting their good-hearted fan love right now by saying, hey, if you want to play Madden 2022, if you want to play the new shooter from Bethesda, you gotta get a Switch Pro? I don't know that that's the right move. I don't know if that works, but it could be what they're planning. It could be that they want to make this Switch kind of like the less expensive Switch. Maybe it drops in price and this new one is the Switch. It just feels like odd timing. But if we're talking about a bold lineup of games that almost push this as a new console, it could be really cool. They just have to manage it appropriately. And I don't think making exclusives is appropriate. And I think if you're just going to have a few exclusives, that's silly. The new 3DS, it felt frustrating to those who didn't upgrade. Like, hey, why are you making my system feel less than? And it was frustrating to those who did upgrade. Like, there's only 3 exclusive games. Where's the value? So hopefully they don't do it that way. Maybe there are games that run better, look better, play better on the new Switch. I think that's okay. At a certain point, we got to get used to these companies are going to start releasing half steps and 3/4 steps and iterating on their consoles. We saw it with the PS4 Pro, the Xbox One X, and we're going to see it, I'm sure, again in the next generation. So it makes sense that Nintendo, who kind of started this whole thing as they did like the DSi, right? The DS Lite, they are one of the originators of this idea. So it makes sense that they'd want to participate with the Switch. But I hope they're careful. I hope the Switch Pro is a powerful new machine. I hope that it has a better display. Maybe they even tweak the Joy-Con so there's no opportunity for the annoying drift. But I hope all the games still work. I hope they keep our family together. I hope they keep things unified. And if they decide to do some exclusives, it better only be third party. It better only be a few. It better only be games that would not be coming to the Switch any other way. Because we need third party support. But most of all, we need to make sure that a game like Breath of the Wild 2 can play on your Switch. If the idea is that Nintendo launches this in March or April, early next year, and they have this slew of games from Nintendo itself and related outside studios, it feels like Breath of the Wild 2 would be the title to start it off with. That's in fact what started the Switch on this wonderful journey of success and fun. They better let you and me, with our Switches we hold right now, play that game. It'll be very cool to see Breath of the Wild 2 that does take advantage of a more powerful Switch Pro. It'll be very cool to see a Breath of the Wild 2 with maybe a bigger world and no load times, but it's still better run on the OG Switch. And I know scaling can be hard, but I don't think splintering right now, when you're seeing peak sales, peak excitement, peak enthusiasm, is the right move. So Nintendo, tread carefully. I'll keep you all posted on this story. It seems like it's going to happen. It really does feel like this is Nintendo's time to release something new. I just hope they make the right move. Get new games this Friday. I think it's going to be a big show. And maybe this is all the perfect storm. Maybe all of our waiting, all of our hopes and dreams, all of Nintendo's slow and strange behavior is going to lead to a gargantuan fall full of the Mario 3D collection, maybe a Zelda, maybe something unexpected, and maybe, just maybe, the first hints at this new Switch model. Let me know what that right move would be for you in the comments down below. Smash that like button if you're excited for more Nintendo stuff, especially the Direct that seems inevitable on Friday. I got you covered. Make sure to subscribe, members. Special shout out. I'll see y'all on the streams. Until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart out there. I love you so much. SwitchForce out.